What's up, Irish Nation? Steve Leslie with Anthony Romo and Will Burney. Player profile from Ursuline High School at the Golden Dawn. Cannot thank Johnny Naples and the Golden Dawn enough for being a Ursuline High School football supporter, being a part of YSN. We'll get to do this, Anthony, every Tuesday night from 7 to 8. Love being a part of it. We'll have the game for you Friday night for Irish faithful. Come on down, see these kids talk. They're a great representation of not only Ursuline High School, but this football team. And we'll have the games on here. Johnny will have them on YSN every week when it gets a little colder and that long playoff runs up. Come on down to the Dawn, be nice and warm, and watch the game. But proud to be joined by senior Will Burney. Will, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Senior, when I say that to you, it seems like between you and Mark, I've heard your names, and I have a daughter that goes to school with you guys, but you guys have done something. I want to ask you that I'm not real sure you quite understand what you do to go to a program like Ursuline and come in and play right away. Talk about that a little bit.
So it was crazy because I really didn't go for school for football. I came for basketball, and then starting my freshman year, it was fast for me to start. But like as the season went on, it got slower. Game is just so slow now. It's fourth year in, so it was a good experience.
I mean, we know the Ursuline basketball program as well. It's excellence in all the sports here. I mean, I covered Ursuline against Springfield last year for basketball. That was one of the best games that I've ever covered here at YSN. We asked Mark, this is how we started the last interview, Farrell last week. Barn burner, back and forth, 40-38. When you go out on the field in a big game against a very good team in Farrell who has a tradition up there with Ursuline, are there any nerves going into a game, or is it just anything else? You're just trying to execute the game plan?
There's a lot of excitement. It was a great atmosphere. So we went in that game. I knew it was going to be tough. They had a lot of skilled athletes. Everybody was fast, big. So it was very fun. It was a very fun atmosphere.
And then was there anything else going into it, knowing that you were pretty much the only high school game in town around the valley Saturday night? I'm sure that's why there were as many people as there were there. From your standpoint, you come out of the locker room, standing room only crowd. I saw over 4,000 people were in attendance Saturday night. Just what's going through your head going out and seeing that?
Well, I was just so excited. Like we've been in big games. Like last year against Chardon, it was that same atmosphere. So last year we were short of sales talk, but this year I knew what to expect coming in for. So
Listen,
I was prepared.
That was not exciting. Again, I'm sitting there watching it, and it looked like just two heavyweight title fights of two people going at it. That's where I want to go with you next. I said when we went on air for the first game, Ursuline lost a ton of skill guys. There's no question. Dean Boyd, DeMarcus, and Brady. But I said to Anthony right in the first interview, because I know this group, the only thing that's going to be different about Ursuline's offense are some names. Yep. And you're a mainstay as a receiver, and Mark as a receiver. But Christian Lynch, on probably 75% of the high school football teams last year, maybe doing what he's doing right now. Talk about the skill guys that you have. And I'm impressed because I want to ask you, I don't see the mannerisms that are bad. It's easy for this pass isn't thrown to me, I'm going to take a play off. You play both ways. It's easy for you and Mark to do. That's why I think this football team is going to get better and better every week. Do you notice that?
Yeah, so I'm not I think we have a great group that's not selfish. Like, we want to see everybody else do good, score touchdowns. And if I have to be a distraction to the defense, I'll be a distraction and run around. It's just a fun offense to be in because everybody gets a chance to get the ball. He's going to get you the ball, our offensive coordinator, so it's really good.
And to follow up what he was saying about just the depth of how many skill guys you have on this team, which we don't know some of the guys' names yet. They're freshmen and sophomores, and they're going to be in you and Mark's shoes here in a few years, hopefully. How competitive are the practices when you guys get the helmets on and you get some of those jump balls guys are going up for? It's got to be very competitive.
Practice really, so we do a lot of chirping at practice and we go good on good. So it's a lot of talking, but practice is very competitive, very fun. We get at it. We get after it.
And then that friendly chirping back and forth, I mean, that only builds the brotherhood, right? Because if you guys can defend each other in practice and you guys have some of the best guys, not only in the Valley, but in the region and the state, it has to help you out so much Friday night lining up against some of the teams of very good athletes that you guys are facing.
Yeah, we feel like if we guard players at our practice and go against our good D-line, our offensive line, we could go against anybody.
Yeah, I want to bring this up. I was just with Bob Hannon over at the YSU Penguin show that I'm fortunate enough to be able to call college football, and I love being with Bob Hannon and Griffin Hoke and Jaleel McLaughlin, the tailback who probably is the best tailback in
In the FCS.
FCS for sure. But Bob asked Griffin a question: how is it to go against Jaleel every day in practice? And Griffin said, if I can be around Jaleel or tackle him, then I'm ready to play whoever we're playing. I have to ask you this because I look at you as not a chirper. I look at you as a pretty even keel guy during a football game. If I look around, yeah, number 9's doing his thing. You're pretty even keel. Are you in this senior group, the quiet, do my job and let the others watch me, or are you a little more vocal as a senior?
I'm vocal as a senior in the plan with our team. Like during the game, I don't talk to anybody else. I'm focused on what we have, what we doing, and after a game, I just congratulate because it's sportsmanship. So I just how it goes.
Well, you represent Ursuline High School very well in the classroom, on the field. Anthony, I know you have another one here.
And then going back to that state championship game last year, kind of, well, obviously left a bad taste in your mouth, everyone's mouth here at Ursuline. How motivating was that, though? Going into the offseason, lifting, conditioning, I'm sure it made you guys work just that extra percent because you guys know you're more than capable of getting back there and you want to get the job done this time.
Yeah, so we 30 days after went straight to the locker room, straight to the weight room, got right at it, and then we just knew we knew the steps. We had to take the steps to be that better team. We know it. We had to be a great practice team. We have to just execute every day, be perfect at practice, so we can do those things to get back to state.
And I asked Mark this as well. Who were some of the senior leaders, not only last year, but the years prior here at Ursuline, that showed you how to become a senior leader and in what ways that they can help the team out?
So 2 years ago, we had Dante Walker. He was pretty.
YSU.
He was a great leader for us. Obviously Brady Shandemarcus, Colin Dean, those guys, but obviously also Matt Reardon. He was a good leader that just helped me take that next step.
And I think that we were talking about the competitiveness in practice not only this year, but as a freshman and a sophomore, you get to see some of these guys. Matt Reardon, D1 football player. I mean, all the guys that you named are studs on the field. They are D1 or could have been D1. I know Brady's playing Division I baseball. How crucial do you think, looking back at it now, especially last year, sophomore year, you get those few extra weeks of practice that not a lot of teams get? How big do you think that has helped you out now, getting those extra weeks under your belt, playing in the cold, practicing in the cold, and getting ready for those big situations?
We're just prepared for seasons coming. We just going against those guys day in, day out got me better every day.
You got a lot of new faces on this football team. Obviously, Jack over at quarterback, I think he's been phenomenal, and people don't understand what the fire of he was that went into with DC coming over. Everybody, DC Farrell looks like he fits right in with this football team. He's one of those guys that mannerisms have been awesome. It does his thing on and off the field. I go back to his interception a couple of weeks ago. That may be one of the best plays I've ever seen. But for you, your progression's off the charts. And I don't even think there's a long way to go. You're going to be even better. I want to ask you, like I asked Mark, these offensive linemen, God bless them, because, yeah, everybody wants to play fast, but when you're 270 pounds, you got to be able to get from point A to point B and get to the line of scrimmage and do it. They take pride in social media. They take pride on all their interviews of promoting skill guys like yourself. How important are the senior lineman group and all the seniors as a whole?
Well, so it starts with them, obviously. So when we get them going, like we practice, we condition every time. So everybody's in shape, but our senior class is very tight. We've been playing together since freshman year, and we're just a great group.
And then looking forward to this week now against Austintown Fitch. Before we look at this week, last year you had 8 receptions, 75 yards, a touchdown early on in that game. So you obviously contributed to that 1-point victory against the Falcons last year. I asked Mark this, just what was the feeling like that game? I'm sure great crowd on hand. I wasn't there, but I watched it on TV. I know it was a great game. Just what was the feeling like last year playing in a game like that? Not only against a big school, but against, I'm sure, a lot of guys that you know.
Yeah, so I got a lot of friends over there, some family over there I play, so it's always a big game. Atmosphere was crazy last year, though. Just going back and forth. I knew he was going to win because we have what it takes. So I just knew we was going to pull out that game, but it was just a great atmosphere, a great game for us to It was a great part of our season last year.
And then looking forward to this year now, games at your place. Both of you guys are undefeated, 3-0. I mean, you two schools play arguably the two toughest schedules in the area this year. Um, just again, senior year, last ride against these guys because they're Division II, you're Division III. Just what's the feeling like leading up to that game?
So it's like excitement. They have a great group of guys. Probably two best backs in the area. Great DNs. Great, just our skill is amazing. So it's gonna be a test for us that we have to get past. But I think we have what it takes to get through it.
YSNLive.com, the home of the Ursuline Irish here at the Golden Dawn. Every Tuesday night we'll be here with Coach Reardon, some players, some cheerleaders, and some other sports will get involved. Cannot thank Johnny Naples enough for all he does for Ursuline High School. He'll have the game on here Friday night, and he'll have it on for the rest of the year. Irish fans, come on out on Tuesday or after game night. Hopefully celebrate a big Irish victory Friday night. I want to ask you, I asked Mark, so you know a lot of these guys. Do you talk to them during the week?
Nah, not
No.
really. It's just one of those game week things.
Respect.
You just focus. I talk to them after the game, give them
Right.
after the game, and
Respect.
then hope they win the rest of the games too. Because at the end of the day, you want to see everybody win.
All right, respect. You ready to
Two.
play some rapid fire?
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot since I didn't get to Mark. Will Burney's favorite senior cheerleader? I'm going to put you right on the spot in front of Irish Nation. Say them all.
I gotta say all of them.
Okay, that's a great answer.
Yeah, I
That's the
gotta say all of
best political answer you can get. Say all of them. All right. Water or Gatorade?
Water. I can't do Gatorade.
You can't do Gatorade?
No, so I have a speed coach. Tell me Gatorade only good for after workouts and get your legs back up. But like I don't do Gatorade.
So on hot days, and it's been hot,
Mhm.
you don't start drinking water Thursday night into Friday. Talk about that. When you
Nah.
start,
So hydration starts 2 days before. So Wednesday is the most crucial part. But you have to start literally after the game, Saturday through all the way
well,
Friday.
you better be drinking it now. I have one more before I'll throw it over to Anthony. When I say Coach Reardon, what's the first word that comes to your mind?
Winner. That's what he is. 3 state championships back to back to back. So that's what he is. A winner. He took our program from 2-8 to 11-4 with state championship runner up, and then he's just gonna take us to that level this year.
You understand that? That's a great answer. I want to ask you because were you familiar with the Golden Dawn before it opened up this year as a senior? I mean, there's so much history, and I can't wait to talk to Coach Reardon about that. Do you understand how much Ursuline High School loves the Golden Dawn and how much the Golden Dawn loves Ursuline High School and Ursuline football?
So I didn't know too much, but I knew it was Ursuline Hangout spot before it like went down and stuff. But
Okay.
this year I'm learning a lot more about it. Been a couple of times, so
All right.
it's a great
I
atmosphere.
appreciate it. Go ahead, Ant.
So I'll go back to the question I asked Mark. I can relate more with you guys because I'm your age. Steve's a little bit older there.
A little bit, a lot.
Pre-game song rotation. What's going on in the playlist?
So it's really just whatever comes on in the locker room, really. So whatever's on, that's just what.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I got to ask, playing in Stambaugh Stadium, a college stadium, obviously not a lot of schools around here ever get to experience that, and that is what makes so many of the Ursuline Irish games special for opponents because of teams not being able to experience that. The first time, your first game at Stambaugh Stadium, did you look around and think,
Yeah,
like,
it
wow,
was-
this is kind of crazy?
It was insane because I was a freshman. I was like 5'2", 110, small dude playing this 6'4" receiver from Burney. That was our first game, and it was just crazy coming from Liberty Public School to playing YSU first game starting in corner. So it was insane to all take in really fast.
So I got to ask this too now that you said you're a Liberty guy. You and Mark, both Liberty guys. Do you have a friendship as tight as you had now before you came to Ursuline?
Oh yeah, we've been brothers since we were babies basically. So like we've been tight coming up forever.
That's a tough kid to be tight with. Huh? Let's be honest.
That's my brother.
All
That's
right,
my
so
brother.
let's talk school. Ursuline education is off the charts. I have a son that graduated, daughter that's going to graduate. I know your family. I know how important schoolwork is for you. You do a phenomenal job in the classroom. Favorite class, favorite teacher? You could shout them out right here and thank them.
Senor Montaldo teaches AP Spanish 4. It's my favorite teacher class.
All right,
The
shout
popular
out.
teacher.
Yeah, she must be doing her job. Shout out to you for all you do for these students. You're up, Ant.
Put me on the spot. Favorite NFL team?
Steelers.
Man,
My goodness.
what are we
Steelers.
doing over here?
This is your little brother right here?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about that. Talk about your family. Go through your family, what they mean to you, and how important they are and what you do.
So I have two little brothers, Jonathan and Joshua. Both go to St. Rose. My sister is sophomore. Goes to Ursuline. Father and mom, like we were just all close, always together. I have an uncle that went to Mooney. He won
He was
state
pretty
championship.
good.
Yeah, Nate Burney.
They called him Nate Burney. Yeah, I was over at Mooney when Nate Burney. Was your dad was always around. That's again one of the best running backs in Youngstown.
Yeah, that's why I went number 2 though. This freshman year, that's why I went number 2.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Do you understand how important family is, mom and dad? I know how much that means to you. We can get that in a second. But do you understand the importance you play for 2 younger brothers doing what you do? Talk about that.
So I'm their role model. Everything I do, they're doing. So I have to set that great example for them coming up because they're gonna be 10 times better than me.
That's all
They're
right.
just imitating me.
I
so,
hope I'm around to watch that.
Yeah.
Do you notice them there?
Oh, all the time. They're on the sidelines with me games. So
Right. So how about mom and dad? Do you feel crowds? Do you feel mom and dad in the game when you need them? Look up there and there they are.
Yeah, so I find them before when we're warming up, and then I find them before we run out. I find them before the game, before national anthem. I find them.
There you
Make
go.
sure they're there.
It's a great answer.
And we asked this to Mark, student section wild at Ursuline.
Yeah.
And I think that what's so special about Ursuline that you don't get at a lot of other schools is it's not only football. I know basketball, great student sections, baseball,
yeah.
kids are there. I was there for the district final against that Ursuline won the district final. I have no clue who they played.
Yeah.
That was on the spot. Just what's the feeling like when you come out onto the field out of the tunnel? And I know you might take a peek up to your left and you see the guys just going crazy, the guys and the girls.
It's very fun because we just know we had a lot of support. Like most of the kids really are out at the game, so we just know we have support everywhere, and it's fun. Like during baseball season, I get to be part of the student section because
Sure.
it never really happens. So it's just very fun to be a part of.
Well, we wish you nothing but the best. There's no doubt about that. You represent Ursuline High School, this football team on and off the field. Last one, and I thought Mark's answer was good. Obviously, yes, you want to win a state championship. And I say there's teams that can say that, and there's teams that truly believe that. And I think this is one of those teams that fits both of those. How does Will Burney want to see this season go?
Well, I just want to see us. I know we're close already. Just want to see us get closer. Don't take anything for granted because what we have now is very special to not just us, but our families, friends, everybody. So I just want to see us just keep growing after football season, when we get older, through college, all that.
Well, you'll remember it for the rest of your life. With Anthony Romo, Steve Leslie, Will Burney. Cannot thank Will Burney enough for being a part of this player profile. We'll have the game for you Friday night from Stanball. We'll be here next Tuesday with a couple more Irish players. Coach Reardon coming up. Will, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.